Alright, hey everybody, this is Julian Marchese, and I'm going to make a video today of January 7th, the unemployment report, which is about to come out in about a minute 30. You can see I'm using, it looks like a new platform, but this is actually the new updated version of eSignal. I would consider this as a totally new platform. You can see very modern looking, much different from before. It's faster, more reliable, and in a video in the future, I'm most likely going to do a review on it. But so far, from how I've used it, it is great. So you can see the time over here, and also on the platform right over here. And what you see on the screen is a 5-minute bar candle chart of the S&P, time and sales, a 30-minute area chart. This area chart is just to show the current direction of whatever market of trading, which is definitely up in the ES. And over here we have a watch list that is continually changing as the markets change and trade. So I got my indexes, I have my metals, oil, natural gas, and currencies and bonds. So we're gonna watch how the ES reacts on this report, which is coming out in 20 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, the report is out. We have an immediate downside reaction. You could see the speed of this platform. Everything just really moving right here. We are really tanking on this. What we're going to do is bring out a trade manager, see what the ES is doing over here. You can see how the windows are all docked. I was short one contract into here. What we're gonna do is close that position, buy to cover. You can see I made a quick $125. This is on a demo, just practicing my views on the this report. Everyone seemed bullish into it, so what I assumed was we should see a sell response. But as you can see, we had a sell response into this report. We're just going to close this over here. Let's look at what the other indices are doing. NASDAQ, same thing. We have spike lower. Dow, spike lower. Mid cap, spike lower. Let's look at oil on this report. Not a very huge move, but we are definitely moving. Gold spiked up. That means there must have been some sort of fear in this number. Copper is going down. Just as the market, you can see natural gas doesn't do much, but the currencies, these are the big movers on these reports. You can see we had a spike up in the Australian, spike up in the British pound, spike up in the Canadian dollar, spike up in the euro, spike up in the yen, and spike up in the Swiss. So therefore, that must mean the U.S. dollar is going down on this news. So what that must mean is it wasn't a very good report. Crude oil is selling off on this news. I think we should test. Let's just go to like a 15-minute chart. I think we should test these lows in the $88 range. If we start to see strength there, that might be a potential buy area, just because you could see that we've been getting a buyer there for a long time now. However, we are in a downtrend, so what might be better than actually buying there is see one of these numbers happening. We see a sell-off down into this area, and then we make a bounce area like this, and then potentially try and take a short off of a bounce area high. And what that will have is a small risk with a large potential reward with a break of lows. So we'll see if that could set up today in oil. It does appear that we should try and test lower. Okay guys, I am long crude from 89.39. The reason is we are testing an important balance area high. I'll show you this right here. And if we break this, we should see a test of 89.80. Let's pull up a 1-minute chart here. 1 minute chart is showing a balance form, so I bought the lower range of it, looking for a break to new highs. Alright guys, we got stopped up for a $170 loss. You could see that it did break this bounce area near the top, and we did resolve lower. This is mostly because you can see the ES just really came hard down. But it does appear that a lot of these commodities are rallying higher, so I still want to look for bullish setups for sure. And we might get it in one of these other instruments, so we'll see what happens. Alright, we're trying this trade again, as it seems like we're trying to get accepted back into this upper area. I think we should see a test of highs. Here we go, we're starting to rally. Let's look at the dollar. The euro is trying to move higher, therefore the US dollar lower. So we should see a move higher. We'll see what happens. ES broke to lows again, so we took it just for a $50 loss. It just doesn't seem like the ES is finding a bottom. We could see a push down to the 64 halves. So we'll see if the trade sets up around that time. Hey everybody, got short one contract of the NASDAQ at 2270 quarter. Now the reason I took this short was because this market has been in a range all day. We have failed to really push out the initial balance period. We just got a bit of extension, and now we're testing a balance area high. I do believe we should see a nice move lower, potentially down to the 2266s. If we break that area, we are literally falling down into an elevator shaft, where we could see a quick move down into the 2250s, which is the move I'm looking for. I'm looking for a nice push. But this trade I took responsively in a small bounce area near the low. I'm looking for an initiative move out of it, so we'll see if we get a break of lows. Guys, I'm short two NASDAQ contracts at 2269. My stop's at 2273 over here. Looking for the break now. I was short one at 2270.75, and I shorted another one at 67. Looking for a break of lows here. You could see that the S&P is testing lows. Mid cap broke lows. Dow broke lows. Oil just getting hit right now. We're seeing a liquidation down here. Euro very near lows. We should see a breakdown, and when we do, we could see some follow through. We're looking for a move down to potentially, let's pull back to a 30-minute chart. The only problem we might have is near the 2263 area, which I'll highlight right over here. But once we get below that, there is really nothing until maybe the 2250s, and below that 2230s. So we'll see if we can get some liquidation like that. We are one tick away from lows. We just tested lows there for a second. We'll see if we break. We're actually about to. We are hitting the bid at the low. We'll see if we get a liquidation below it. Okay, there we go. We broke lows. Looking for volume to come in over here. It is midday right now, 12:32, so we should see some delayed reaction. But we are holding here, so let's see if we break. Right after I paused that, we just really liquidated down. We're starting to see a seller come in here. A lot of we're getting some volume here. You can see we are really starting to break down. We have good trade location over here. We're gonna see if we can take it below our highlighted level here. We're testing the 2264s. Just gonna pull back to see what the exact low near that time was. We're at 63. We got six. We actually tested the low. The important level is 62.75. which we are about to break right here. And we broke. Now we're entering an elevator shaft, guys. We could see a liquidation quickly down to the 2250s if we really find a seller down here. I would like to see continued movement to the downside. Okay, guys, we're being to liquidate down further from our entry. Um, if we look back once again to let's pull down the depth of market, you could see we still have a lot of room to go. We are in an elevator shaft, and when we get into these elevator shafts, we usually move as quickly as we did the prior time. So it's still midday, so while we come into power hour, we could see an even faster move lower. We're on lows again. We just broke lows. We broke this minor area over here, and really the only level I see that we could potentially stop at is the 2250s. If we zoom into this move up here, maybe we could find an area. Let's just go. Yeah, the 2252s is really the only thing I see that can provide some halting price action. But until then, we have to stay short. So we're currently having a nice move in the Nasdaq. Okay, guys, this is what I was talking about. We're gonna take one contract off here. Wow, this happened in a split second. You could see when a market enters this sort of elevator shaft, the move is going to be huge out of it. So let's see. We are currently up 110 on the day, with still one more contract to go. Okay, we're gonna move our stop down. We're gonna click hold here. We're gonna move our stop down, cancel this. Our stop is gonna be at 2264, right about here. Alright, let's put a buy stop. 2264. 64 right there. So guys, you can see that this massive liquidation move we had. Let's take a look at the 30-minute. You can see this is what we were looking for. If we get below the 2250s now, we should see a breakdown to the 2230s. It's a Friday, however, if we do close in this area, I would be willing to hold over the weekend. But wow, just a huge move we just had in these indices in the last 10 minutes. Nasdaq was definitely over exaggerated. Dow just breaking down, mid cap breaking down, oil breaking down, silver and gold moving lower, copper moving lower. Then the currencies are also near lows, especially the euro, and bonds are rallying off of this. So this is a nice trade. We'll see what the last contract does as we get into the close. We still got another 3 hours to go. Okay, guys, as you can see, it came all the way back, stopped us out on the last contract. So let's put an arrow there. And you could see we made let's see here, around $400 profit on that trade. Or would that be, yeah, around $400 profit on that trade. You could see it did bounce off of that 2252 area, and if it sets up again, I'd be willing to get short once more. Alright, guys, so most of the markets are now closed except for the indices, and it looks like all they're doing is just drifting higher. You could see we got out at the correct area. So we ended the day profitable, up $170. I don't believe we're gonna have a big move in the next hour or so, so we're gonna stop trading here. So thank you for watching this video, guys. Nice profit today.